G'day subscribers, today we're back on the FJ. The inner sills have been installed and we're working on the outer sills. You're with Jules, Supervisor Louis and Dan the welder on Jive Talking Garage. So the problem that we've got is a lack of metal where the rubber channel goes down the A-pillar and comes around here for the inside of the door to seal. So we've got this rust repair panel to go on, but part of the process is measuring what you need. So we've gone to the door and measured the section that we need, and it's around 200 mils at the very bottom going around, because we're going from just underneath here to the flat of the door. So we know we have a reference point, which is this hinge. So if we go to the door and we use where the hinge is fastened as the same reference point, and then measure what we need to get it flat, it's about 10 centimeters down and 10 centimeters across. So if you constructed a channel of 200 millimeters, that would be fine. So as we've been working on the FJ today, what we're going to do is take 200 millimeters out of the channel that's at the back of these sedan door sills, outer sills, before they're installed on the panel wagon.
Notice how long this copper actually is.
Yep, exactly. So some progress has been made during the week to get the front section correct, where the front of the inner sill meets the floor pan. So the number one cross member, that's all been welded up, and the inner sill has been put in place. So you can see it's been clamped in there against the old floor. So that's just keeping it there for the moment. We've positioned the holes in the tops of the inner sills so that it can be welded to the bottom of the underside of the floor pan. So that's going to look great, just like factory. And to get that, we've used the measurements along the spot welds in the back so that we can mimic the factory welding. The other side has all been tacked in, but we had a lot of trouble's not the right word. Bit of demystifying of how we construct underneath the A-pillar. Thank goodness you can get it, the outside section from rare spares and then build it in. And we've also got the inner sills and the outer sills, so it'll be a case of just getting that all right so that we can put all that in place. Dan has already fabricated one of the inner walls for the underside of the passenger side, and even put the ribs in it, as you can see, so that'll just give it some strength, as well as replacing what should be there. So that's perfect. A little bit of rust there in the corner, so that's on the program, as well as rust in the end. But we've also been doing work on the outer sills, and part of this episode was just to trim a little bit out of this rubber channel here. So these are a Sedan Sill used for a ute or panel van. That's what I use, a sedan, because it gives me more length. And so in this case, I've got anti-corrosive primer on the middle and the top, and on the bottom on both sides here and there. That's all weld-through primer on those. And then I've got the scuff panels. Now, once the scuff panels are in place, they will give us the measurements to actually build when the outer sill's on. We'll sit the scuff panels in place, and that'll show us where to put the arc down to. And when you think about, okay, what do I need to do to make a panel for an arc that has a round shape in it? Well, you make a template, but to get the round shape, you use a bollard to actually get the roundness into it, and then fabricate it from there. So we've done a bit of fabricating along the way. Had to fabricate, as you can see over here, refabricate the floor pans because they weren't going to sit right in here. Their point on the left and point on the right were not correct. So I had to straighten them and then rebend them accordingly. The driver's side's pretty good. You can see with all the extra bracing that we put in place there, and also here. So we knew that the subframe isn't going to move anything at all. There'll be no movement in the subframe, and also that also ensured that the number one cross member was kept in place. So it's been spot welded over here, and it's been fully burnt in and welded in over here. So that's all good. Next week it'll be vacuum everything out, clean it all out, anti-corrosive products added to it, and we'll be putting on the outside external outer sills. We've got to burn the C channel in. There's some C channel that's actually got to go inside here for the other side of the battery, because this is a business sedan size battery, or army ute size battery. So the standard ute, panel van and sedan and special have a standard battery that goes to here, and they have C channel that length, whereas if you have a business sedan, you have the bigger battery and the C channel gets extended to here. Well, The bigger battery goes in mine, so I want the C channel extended, so we've got to do that. I've put all the correct holes in the sills, so thanks to Shawnee Powers for helping me with that. With that tool, that was absolutely brilliant. Saved me 2 hours of work. It was just terrific. And you can see on the right-hand side what we need to do here with putting in place the inner sill. It was already sitting in there when I arrived today. Sedan was showing me how everything's been placed from our fabrication. So that was in place. This has been tacked in, so that's good. Whereas on the other side, that's been fully burnt in, so that's all good to go. And so then we just have to patch the outside. So we're in a good place. This is coming along really good. So when Dan's finished, it'll be off to the troncolator to loosen all the fasteners, and then from there to the sandblasted. And I'm also thinking about having the inside here sandblasted while I'm at it, because I'm going to do underneath the car. So underneath is being done. The firewall, I want the firewall all done in here, and the apron panels, not the front end and not the rear end, because I've got duplicate replacements being all assembled for all of that. We've got to do some welding here because there's 5 holes, and this is weld through primer. So that's fine. So those 5 holes have got to disappear. But other than that, we are, Dan's made a lot of progress this week, so I'm terribly happy, and we've got, all things happening. We've even got Supervisor Louis, who's wearing his safety man bun today, so he can see, but he's checking out what's going on. But we've had a really good day. So a lot going on, and a bit more progress for the FJ as we push on to try and have it ready for the Nationals going to Cooma in Christmas week of 2022. But anyway, don't forget to share, like and subscribe, but more importantly, enjoy your Holden.